He wasn't my type at all. My type was actually Paul Walker recipes.
What more do you
He wasn't my type at all. And my type is not white. I'm just saying I was more interested in Paul and every person period.
Don't touch me.
And even when I met him, I was like, he's kind of old. I just like his smile. It's pretty cool.
This one
his
really
personality.
bad. This went really bad, really fast.
His personality was okay, but
I'm getting off live.
He didn't understand the Instagram model thing, so he would always talk down
So
on
you wanted the homie.
models.
You didn't want me.
I never said I wanted the homie. I just said he was cuter.
You said I'm old.
You know all this already. I wasn't your type either, so relax. And so now we're here. It's like an actual somewhat of a love story, which is crazy because I didn't know that No.
I'm done.
No,
don't touch me.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome or welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. What we have here, gentlemen, is Mr. Tyrese Gibson and his girlfriend, whose name isn't even important enough for me to know. Tyrese is, for those of you who love R&B music, is a gifted vocalist, very talented singer. Most of you may know him from the Fast and the Furious franchise, or perhaps you saw him in James Franco in the movie Annapolis from a few years back, where he played a Marine who also had an amateur boxing career. But I said that to say this man who, by all intents and purposes, is a very successful man. Checks off all the 6'6". He's over 6 feet tall. He's well muscled because he's in great shape. He's worth $6 million. He has a woman in his life who has gone out of her way to humiliate him. Now, Tyrese is known for being an emotional, very passionate guy, but imagine after going through a horrible, messy divorce. Imagine after trying to put your life back together and trying to find love, because I do think Tyrese is the kind of guy who wants to, he's a relationship type. He's the kind of guy who wants to be with someone. I did a video a while back titled, "Only Go for the Woman That Likes You." I'll leave a link to that one down below. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I said that to say this. This is a woman who he's tried to rebuild his life with, his romantic life with. And she purposely hijacked his Instagram live to, again, humiliate him by telling the whole world and whoever was available to listen, and now you guys, if you haven't heard it yet, that she never wanted him. That she instead wanted the late Paul Walker, one of Tyrese's best friends. They weren't just co-workers on a movie set. They actually got along very well out here in real life. They hung together off the clock. And by all intents and purposes, the late Paul Walker was said to be a very, very nice guy, professional, the kind of guy you wanted to work with in a town, Hollywood, I'm speaking of, full of prima donnas, full of, do you know who I am types. Paul Walker wasn't like that, according to all those who worked with him and those who knew him. And for her to say, without anything close to remorse or hesitation, that Tyrese was her second choice, to call him old, because I believe she's in her late 20s. Tyrese, I believe, is 44, perhaps 45. I'm not entirely certain about that, but there's an age difference. There's a gap there. But Tyrese is in great shape, and he doesn't look his age at all. But he plucked her from obscurity. She was just some chick showing ass pictures on Instagram before he took a look at her, shot her a DM, and made her a part of his life. Now, where he messed up was they've broken up before and they've gotten back together. This is right now where they are, is in a rekindling of their original situation. I don't want to call it a romance because she's only there for the clout, the transferable status that comes with being Tyrese Gibson's girlfriend. Again, I don't know her name and I don't even need to know her name because he's the real star here. But moreover, she said over and over again how he wasn't her first choice, how you were old, but he had a nice smile, so I guess that's okay. What she's saying is, and this, it really rubs me raw, because to have a woman tell you she wanted your dead best friend over you, he's disgusted by what he's hearing. He's telling her multiple times, get your hands off me. But women understand, fellas. And this is the takeaway. This is the lesson you guys can take from this horrible interaction and situation. Women understand fully that their ability to speak to us and their ability to make physical contact with us disarms us. I'm going to say that again for the guys sitting in the back. Women know that their ability to speak to us, hearing their voice, and their sweet words, and their pillow talk, and their ability to physically touch us disarms us. Because in our hearts, we want to believe they can reciprocate the love that we have to offer. Those of you guys who are new here, you haven't heard this before, but you guys who are OGs, you know very well what's coming. A man's love is for real. A woman's love is for sale. She wanted her opportunity, fellas. Because Tyrese did what no man ever should. When they broke up the first time, he tried to get her back. And he was on paper successful. They're back together again on paper, because when a woman is invited back into your life after a breakup, she now, in her mind, as fucked up as this is, but in her mind, she has a green light to disrespect you in any way she sees fit, to humiliate you, especially when an opportunity to do so is going to be broadcast to hundreds of millions of people. It could be on a smaller scale where she is invited back into your life and you invite that dumb broad to Christmas dinner with your family and she acts a fool at grandma's house. It could be that level. In this case, he's a multimillionaire on a social media platform, but the exact same outcome and the exact same objective is on the table here. When a woman leaves your life, she's a closed chapter, fellas. Otherwise, you invite the kind of pain our brother Tyrese is going through right now. You see, he wanted to believe that this chick in his life is actually there because she cared about him. But what she showed is that because he belittled her little Instagram model thing, and I hate even use that term, man, it pisses me off. But let's take it there because that's the term most folks understand. Her Instagram model quote career was belittled by him because he didn't get it. You're a pretty girl taking pictures of your ass and putting it on the internet. How is that important? So when the opportunity presented itself in the form of this Instagram live video to belittle him, to make him seem small, this was payback. She has been waiting for this opportunity, fellas. All your millions, all your platinum records, your international superstar, people know who you are. People know me as the chick who's with you. But I'm bigger than you. I look down on you. He said, get your hands off me, because how dare you? And shout out to him for not going completely off and throwing her ass through a plate glass window because the camera was rolling. So shout out to him for maintaining his composure, keeping it cool as best he could under the circumstances. So shout out to him. He's not on the front page of the papers in handcuffs being frog marched down to LAPD. But I tell you this, fellas, for you guys watching this video, your friends who may need to see it later when you share it with them, understand this. A woman who does not deserve you needs to be treated accordingly. A woman who has proven to you that she cannot be trusted with your heart. She cannot be trusted with your time. She cannot be trusted with your hard-earned money. Must be treated the exact same way the dude begging for change out in front of the corner store is treated by you. When you know he's going to take that change and buy himself something he can smoke, snort, inject, or drink. No, man. Learn this lesson, learn it well. When a woman has an ear-to-ear smile on her face like this chick does, while she's disrespecting you for the whole world to see, in his house, because I'd be willing to put everything I have of value on the roulette table and bet you they're not at her place. To disrespect you in front of all your fans and the people who, for whatever reason, don't like you, to give them this kind of ammunition to talk shit about you later on all the blogs and the websites, and people want to make stitches of it and send it all over the world to the folks who didn't see it the first time. In your own home, after you've invited her back into your life, fellas, the lesson here is as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. Never reconnect with an old flame. I don't care who was at fault for the breakup. Unless it was something like you and she dated back in school and her dad was in the military and he got orders somewhere before y'all graduated and he had to move off to Germany or Japan and the whole family went with him. You know what? We'll let that be the exception. That ain't a breakup. That's a geographical barrier between you and she. We'll let that one slide. But in this case, there is no reconciliation. If a breakup happens, you do not let a woman back into your life, because I'm telling you right now, fellas, nothing is more vindictive than a Western woman raised under feminism. Nothing is more destructive to your peace of mind and your self-respect than a Western woman allowed back into your life for whatever the reason the breakup was you want to look past. Because I'm telling you right now, if nobody else ever told you before, the split second you allow her back behind your castle walls, I don't mean just the castle you call home where your mail comes. I mean the castle you should build around your heart to protect yourself from those who would do you harm. The second she's let back within those castle walls, she is going to do everything she can to find an opportunity, several of them, to make you her personal laughingstock. Because in her heart, whatever her mouth says, in her heart, she's punishing you for the weakness of not seeing her for the disposable item she always was. Tyrese needs to get rid of this chick ASAP if he hasn't already. And needs to never look back. He needs to take some time to himself. Just loving on his kids, focusing on his career, and if he has to, flying into Reno, Nevada, or the red light district in Amsterdam every couple weeks, or have an offer he needs to get his itch scratched with a pocket full of rubbers. Because trying to have a relationship with Western women, especially at his level, has proven to be nothing but torturous to him. We love our brother here. We want to see him do well, and we hope the next however many more installments of the Fast and Furious franchise are all very successful, and whatever he does after that is successful as well. We wish him well. But first things first, he needs to cut the dead weight. That said, that's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Networkers, we working. Till next time.